major issue. He has a track record. By the way, I would say 78-year-old Bernie, he has the energy and stamina, a lot more than Joe Biden. But the 77-year-old career politician, first elected to the U.S. Senate in 1972, has a long, dicey public history, which brings us to our shocking new audio. This was May 18th, 1973. Try and listen to this through the prism of what if Donald Trump said it? Now, then Senator Biden gave a lengthy speech to the City Club of Cleveland. We have confirmed with them that, in fact, these are his remarks. It was also covered by Cleveland.com and Breitbart and other news sources. He bragged that politicians were more moral than doctors that save our lives, lawyers, and even Indian chiefs. Can't make this up. Take a listen.
Politics should be the most honorable of professions. Those of you who are doctors and lawyers and Indian chiefs in the audience, how can any of you possibly do as much good if you're very good at what you do as I can do if I'm very good at what I can do?
That's pretty arrogant. I don't think they do more damage than in the swamp. Biden went on to clarify, however, he wasn't particularly a moral person himself. Interesting admission. Listen to this.
I fortunately had over 3,000 individual contributors. Nobody makes up any more than 1 percentage point of my total budget. Nobody for 1 percentage point gets a hold of that either. Nobody gets any more than a return phone call for that 1%. But it's not because I'm particularly moral. It's because nobody took me seriously.
Biden admitting he'll pretty much do anything to maintain power. Wow. But the most shocking parts of the audio involve his statements about women and minorities. In fact, he made several derogatory jokes about women in the audience. They didn't even think they told me you weren't going to be here. I wasn't expecting you to be here. Take a listen.
The only analogy I can really think of is a football analogy, and I apologize to you women in the audience for not being able to think of a more appropriate analogy, but they told me here they didn't want you here anyway. I didn't expect any women to be here.
They didn't want women here anyway. I was going to speak to a group of guys. What's that? I came here to talk football. You can't possibly know anything about football. Can you imagine if any Republican said this? The hysteria in the media mob, it would be nonstop. The coverage would be apoplectic, outrage, moral selective outrage as it usually is. Here's one more. One point in the speech. Biden singled out a woman in the front row, asking a question. Listen to this.
Senator, I find you very articulate. May I ask
I find you very lovely. Come on up front.
The rest is not very good.
That's what I thought. That's why I tried to compliment you. I thought I'd scare you out of it.
To the best of your knowledge, Senator, do you believe that the Democratic Party has ever been involved in something as atrocious as bugging?
Sure, yes. Yes, I do. But bugging isn't the question, kiddo.
Yeah, kiddo. Okay. They didn't want you here anyway. This guy is trying to win over, social justice warriors in the Democratic Party, and there's more. At one point, then Senator Biden actually refers to African Americans, what I see is a horrible, degrading word. Listen for yourself.
I think the two-party system, although my Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this, I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the black in the South.
Now, that's the current frontrunner of the Democratic Party. We reached out to Biden and the Biden campaign for comment. They have yet responded. Now, remember, according to their rules, you must be held accountable for every single word you've ever said and anything you've ever done. That is, unless, of course, you're a Democrat and you believe with them. Now, you might want to also remember Joe Biden, even in this speech, he praised the known segregationist. And get this. Cleveland.com first reported these disturbing remarks in May of 2019, and I doubt any of you saw this up until now. And nearly everyone in the media mob, they ignored it. Of course they did. Biden, meanwhile, has a long record of weird, offensive, and frankly racial rhetoric. What you just heard is nothing new. Take a listen.
The largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand in the South?
Better than anybody else. Now, you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country. You got the first sort of
clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
First time ever. I'm bright and articulate and clean. African American. This is a storybook. What? You heard that right. Biden once referred to Obama as the first mainstream African American who's articulate, bright, and clean.